No, would you change? You say change.
And
You get it now.
I have a friend. Okay, he used to work your example blue, and he still does the same.
Hi guys. Hi. So this is a continuation of the previous video, and like I said, I'm Becca.
Sophie?
I'm Sean.
So guest Sean is joining in to help us continue what we were discussing previously, and we're going to shoot it out first by hitting with the first question.
Which was, what does it mean to man up? And in what ways is this phrase harmful or helpful? And addition on this, there was this lady was saying, I have a boyfriend. We have dated for 4 years, and he has never bought me anything. The only thing he bought me was a dress. I have nothing from him, and when I suggest we go out, he changes the plan to a plan that usually suits him. He comes home late, and he doesn't say, or either way call to confirm that he will be home late. And when I confront him about it and tell him to man up, he usually overreacts.
Overreacts how?
Shouting and being, she was saying he was being like, he felt like he was being underestimated, or maybe he took it in the wrong way.
Okay, firstly, manning up, I think it's an idea of just taking responsibility of your actions. You know what you're doing, and you have to, okay, when you make a choice, you have to take full consequence of the choice that you make. You understand that this is what I want to do. You make up in your mind, you have an idea of what you want to do, and you actualize it. And on actualizing the idea itself, that is what you can call manning up, according to me. But definitions might be different. So maybe you can understand manning up in a different way. But from a masculine perspective, we can say that is what manning up is. But and the idea of buying gifts, could we really say it's a must?
She's just trying to say he's been with the guy for 4 years and he has never done anything for her.
Okay, that could be really
Weird.
It's a little bit weird, but now who can explain? The only one who can explain what is happening is the guy.
Yeah.
Because he made the choice not to buy the gift, so.
Because I really understand when a man usually loves a woman, I think these things comes naturally.
Yeah,
when
they're
you say
very
something
natural.
nice, you just want to do something for her, to make her feel special. Yeah. Okay.
Treat her like a queen or a princess.
Why do I feel like why do I feel like different people have different ways of expressing their love, and while others it might be gifts, another man would genuinely just show love and care by always being there, or another one will just be like, people have different ways.
But this guy is coming home late. This guy, when the lady suggests to go out, the guy is like, okay, and then the next day to that day, he changes the whole plan to what suits him.
But you can't really fault the guy for coming home late. How would you know whether the idea was he's going to make money outside there?
It wasn't money. It's not even about that. Communication. The lady was like, when I asked him why he's not telling me, the man is like, am I supposed to be saying everywhere I go like a kid? Then you're like,
no, like literally, you can be out with your friends, you can be making money,
it's
you can
okay
be
to
doing
be out,
things.
exactly.
But can't you just let me in the loop? Tell me, honey, today I'm going to be a little bit late. I'll come back. Are you gonna die?
What do you feel about
There's this idea of you don't really have to explain yourself all the time.
Why not?
It's a little bit.
So imagine me coming to your house 3.
No, but wait.
And haven't told you.
But wait.
That I'll be going out.
Whose house specifically?
Even though it's your house.
No. When it is A relationship, it is our house.
Partnership.
It is our house. By the way, when I'm not accountable to anybody. I can go to my house when I want.
Yeah.
But when I
Very true.
start dating someone, I will be responsible. Mimi ni responsibility yake na ni responsibility yangu.
Exactly.
What if I end up apate accident
Ama
or things go wrong?
Ama, what are you guys doing in that relationship if that's not?
No, but
what
if you're my
supposed to
partner
be doing?
also and you feel I've told you this makes me uncomfortable, will you die if you just communicate?
And
It
then
also-
it's at 3, msee anakuja 3 kwa nyumba asubuhi and hata hajasema mali ameenda. Like hiyo hata wow.
Sasa hiyo pia ina depend na
It's so simple.
the dynamics of the
Hey,
relationship.
I've gone to do this and this. I'll be home late. Is it hard? Really?
It's not hard.
Exactly.
It's not hard. But we can say it's a choice that he made.
Yeah,
He
which is a
decided
bad
not
choice
to.
or good. At least
No,
communication.
so you're saying some people just let ego come before the relationship.
Ego, exactly. It's ego.
Is it really
Because
a matter
imagine
of
if it's
ego?
reciprocated. If your girlfriend comes home at 3 asubuhi without telling you mali yako,
Obviously ndakuuliza maswali.
So
you'll get mad. And when you tell them, they don't change. They do it repeatedly,
So like
repeatedly.
it's ego basically before relationships.
You can't really say that.
What can we say?
You can't really say that. What I'm saying is it depends on the dynamic of the relationship. If you two guys like have that you're in sync. Obviously hizi vitu zitakuwa zinakuja naturally.
Not really.
And
Not really.
what we are
For a
talking
relationship, it needs to be worked on for it to work.
exactly.
It's not a matter of, I don't know why men assume they will. I say like, I like you, you come, we date, and that's just it.
not
No, there are things you
simple.
need to work on yourself, and the things that I need to work on myself for us, because you're a different person for who I am. Whatever you like, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever may differ from whatever makes me comfortable. We need to find a balance, and that is not going to happen if one person decides that. So like me, I'm the G. So you're coming with me, and you have to fit in my own circle. It's not gonna
That's
work.
really bad.
It's not going to
someone
work.
is not home at 3, and when you ask them, they're actually like, am I supposed to be explaining myself every time I'm going? Then you're like, so what am I doing here?
Actually,
At least communicate. Just tell me,
Sasa hata siku
I'm in your
explain.
house. Just tell me, I want to be home.
Sasa hata siku explain.
I'm in your house.
Yeah.
Set niko kwangu, ati lenye umeenda nje peke yako. I'm in your house, and you're coming home at 3.
Nilikuacha hapo kwa nyuma.
Exactly, in your house, and you're coming home at 3. And when I need an explanation, you're like, you're not supposed to be explaining yourself. You're old enough. Now tell me, is that really good?
It's
Kuna
not really
mashida
that
hapo.
nice.
Doesn't sound good.
Okay, if you speak about communication, I think that's the main idea here. You can just communicate to say, I'm out with my boys, I'm out with the nani, so and so.
Way.
At least hata kama si ukweli. You know, men lie, it's a fact.
At least
women like
communicate.
to be told things.
Exactly. We like.
No,
You
but-
like to be told
Because we speak actually. We actually
We
also
express
speak.
ourselves, yeah.
So we expect that feedback. You understand? Imagine, because we can also decide not to talk. But the way for me, I wouldn't try back. I don't like back and forth because I understand men do not like that confrontation. So whatever kiboko unatumia kunichapa nayo is the same one I'm going to use to hit you back, to communicate. Because now verbally we cannot come into an agreement. Let's do it practically. So you come home late. And I tell you and you feel like I'm being nagging or like I'm bothering you. The next time you sing me home, it's also late. And I'm gonna do it, so it's gonna become a competition. Okay? Because
Toxic,
talking, because I tried, because if I decide to, I decided to
toxic
take.
femininity.
No, I decided to talk.
Both of them.
I decided to talk,
Yeah,
but
true
he
though,
didn't
yeah.
listen, right? So if he doesn't listen, let me show him. He's deaf, so let's.
So me, I'm like, if I tell you
Let me see.
so many times something and you don't listen, I just feel like I just need to leave, because it's so simple. Because when you tell me something, you expect me to listen, but when I tell you something, you can't even do the bare minimum, just communication. I won't be. So simple.
Okay, let's just cut this to the idea. Let's give it to the idea of communication.
Exactly.
That will be the solution here.
Yeah.
Because now coming home at 3 and making it a habit and getting angry when asked questions about that, yo, kidogo,
It's off.
you go off.
Okay, the next question was, where do traditional gender roles come from?
Traditional gender roles. Wow.
First of all, do you agree with gender roles?
Yes,
Okay, fair enough.
I agree with them and I support them fully.
What is your understanding of gender roles?
Generally, we can say there are things that are expected of a female and there are things that are expected of a male.
Expected by who?
You can't really say by who. It's natural. It's there for you. Like you can't tell me. For example, let's take the idea of raising children. Look, take an example of your family dynamic from back home where you come from. Who mostly takes care of the children? It's the mother. You can't really expect the not let's not say expect. It will be rare, though there are cases that are present like that, but it will be rare to find. No, it's not even possible. Can a man breastfeed? It's not possible. That's part of the gender role.
Okay.
I can say,
And there's some things he won't understand on how to raise a child.
yeah, okay. In parenting, it has to be
No,
it's two way.
I would like
Parenting
to,
is
yes,
two-way.
I'd like to differ. Parenting does not have anything to do with gender role because
It has.
how?
It has.
Tell me how.
The mother turns the child. Let's take a male child here. The mother will take the child from the stage where the child from a child to a boy. If we were taking the male perspective, then the father is the one who instills the idea of being a man to the boy, because an idea of how a woman operates in the world, the normal world, and how a man operates are technically two different ideas.
But let me ask you a quick question. But statistics has it that most homes are fatherless. Most homes are fatherless. Where does this place the boy child? No, so we don't have men. We still have boys. Because according to you, it is the father who should take the boy to his manhood. Right?
Yes.
And most homes are fatherless compared to ones that are motherless. So we have more boys. We don't have men.
Challenge.
It's a fact. It's a fact. Because, okay, we were talking about traditional gender roles.
No, just like, of course, we will get to there, but for us to get to there,
Give us
like,
a
we need to
glimpse about it,
understand what actually gender role is and its significance and impact.
Okay, gender roles. Let me still stick to that example of, say, parenting, of the mother taking the child from the stage where the child is from a child to a boy. Then the father is in charge of putting the ideas into the child's brain from a boy to a man. Because, okay, issues like circumcision, for men, it's like a rite of passage. Traditionally, we all know that it's still being done modern. So, what idea do you think a woman will have about circumcision?
But let me ask you a question.
Let me finish
Okay.
first. What idea do you think the woman will have about circumcision, in the sense that the woman will be teaching this child that when you're circumcised, you should be acting like this. This is how you. This is what is expected of you as a man. No, as a circumcised boy. Let's use that.
But let me ask you something. We're in the 21st century, and we're trying to find a balance between tradition and modernism, right? Can circumcision just be as simple as taking out the foreskin?
Becca, currently,
Yeah.
most things in this 21st century, as
Okay.
you've called it, we are desensitized again on most ideas that if we try to picture them traditionally as they were, mtu anakaa kuangalia ni kama ni fala.
Okay.
Unaona? It's a fact. Yenye sahi, an example of what example can I use? Okay, achana na examples. But the idea is, vile nilikuwa nakwambia, if you can bring out things that were done traditionally to now, mtu anakuangalia ni kama ni fala, because hiyo desensitivity mtu anaona ni kama we you're nothing, sijui kuwa nanipata.
Cousin yangu alifanya circumcision and then one of the things they were taught ni you're not supposed to get into your parents' room. You're not supposed to wear your parents' jacket or your siblings' jacket, especially kama ni female. How is that relevant to whatever challenges we're facing right now? And how is this information going to build a man to be a man and take care of a family?
You know, as Africans, we have our own cultures. Like, I am a Luo. There are things that my own father told me. Kama at home, I have my elder brother. My elder brother is supposed to have his nyumba kake on the right side of the compound.
Okay.
And mine is on the left.
Okay.
If you interchange, it's inakuwa story. It's a matter of culture. You know, we can't really move forward without knowing where we came from.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay, so back to the question, traditional gender roles.
Where do traditional gender roles come from?
Pardon?
Where do traditional gender roles come from?
Okay, I can't really say I know where they came from. But we can bring an idea of our cultures, where how we were raised and how our parents were raised, and just how they knew things. Because you can't say you've learned most things outside of your parental circle. Obviously mzazi wako alikuwa anakuambia ukiwa mdogo fanya hivi usiende kwa jirani. At in future kidogo unasema inakuingia kwa akili before uende kwa mtu unafikiria maybe mama alisema hivi, my dad alisema hivi. Maybe if you're raised in like a religious background, you'll be saying this and this and this and this. We all have our ideas of how we were being molded from childhood. Like mtoto atakuwa na mira kitu anaona kwa mzazi. So the idea of why you were saying we have a lot of boys, you said they are fatherless. Most homes are fatherless. The reason why I support the idea that you said of having a lot of boys is that the fatherless homes, the main caregiver will be the mothers, ndio. And
wait, quick question before we get to there. You need to understand tuko wapi in terms of the generation and like the previous one, because now when you're talking about these people who are watu wenye wametosha kukua fathers are people wenye waliraiziwa na akina, okay, let's use us, walilelewa na akina babu yetu, you understand, na babu yetu were raised in a particular environment with particular traditions, unaona, with particular gender roles and systems and regulations. So they handed that down to us, to our fathers, and our fathers handed it down to us. You understand? So there has been a dilution somewhere here katikati. So like, who did the mistake? Because even if you're saying we have more boys compared to men, it means the mistake was with the fathers. So was the mistake the father or our grandfathers? Are you getting the question? Like, am I making sense?
Yeah, you're making sense. But we can't really fault this to one person. Because even in, I remember high school, tulikuwa tunafunzwa hizo ma English stories za oral literature, sijui nini. Even an example, if I translate a proverb from my local language, which is Luo, if I translate it to English, it will sound a little bit weird. Like the jokes I can say, I can tell to someone in Luo, but if I translate it in English, it's like the guy's like,
It's not funny anymore.
It's not really funny, But if you say it in Luo, you can laugh about this. You can laugh on the same thing multiple times. So I think just the idea of passing it down, na hiyo desensitization, kidogo ndo idea inapotea.
No, but there is an entire, unajua, like, we are led by systems, and there are periodical times, like right now, we are being raised in a particular way. Us, we are in a system, and the world is running in a particular system. You understand? And this system was not like this like 50 years ago, and the system that our 50 years ago walilelewa nayo was also different. You understand? So there's a system that was faulty that has led to the reoccurrence of things going wrong. You understand?
Because an example of that, I have a guka, and he doesn't know about dating. When he sees you with a woman, you actually married. And an example was, okay, hey, this guka disturbed us. Yani, he even called us for a meeting. Like, you need to take us to your home.
Damn.
And then you're like, we are just dating. He doesn't understand. You say dating is like, what is that? When a woman comes to a man's house, you are married. As in, you see.
Yeah, that's why I said the idea of desensitization. These days, like this 21st century that we are in, we are not really, what word can I use? There are topics that we tend to put off and assume and create our own, that in the case these ideas that we create for our own selves, we create them to be comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, like the idea of comforting lies and hurting truth.
Yeah.
You'll create this new idea to make yourself feel comfortable, and you'll say, others are
Just to
doing it,
favor yourself.
just to favor yourself, to put
Suit
yourself in a position where you feel,
You don't,
I'm okay.
You don't want to hurt yourself.
You don't want to hurt yourself by telling yourself the truth.
Okay.
But in real sense, in my culture, kitambo, my grandfather told me this story of
Please tell us. And don't distort any information.
it's actually weird. The idea where akiwa, when he was like your youth man, when he was a little younger in a sense, he has 3 wives. So
Wait.
he told me his first wife ndio walipatana wakaongea kidogo, but walijuana previously. The rest of his wives, nili alikuwa anatembea na his father, then akaona ule that was the second wife, akaona ule, then his dad told him, huo ni mali safi, huo ni saizi yako, sindio?
You see my reaction?
Jamaa ako railways, anafanya kazi na matrains, ako na kizungu zake mbili, akaenda akajitetea hapo. Sasa wakaenda kwa, they didn't really, the period of courtship haikuwa.
Those people didn't have
Ni ile ukishaona dem, mnaenda kwa wazazi. Ni wazazi ndio wanaenda kunego huko mbele. Wazazi ndio wanaenda they figure out the dynamics of this marriage.
Okay.
So the lady was just brought, akaambiwa, this is your man.
Just as I was telling you, this guka doesn't care whether he doesn't know dating. As long as I'm in your house, he's like, take me to your people. We go there, and I'm still in school. There's no problem. There are kids who get pregnant, get kids, and still go to school, and I'm like,
You know, traditionally the example was when like a lady gets her first menses, hapo wako sawa kuolewa.
But let me ask you a quick question. Several things have changed, not in terms of people, in terms of exposure, in terms of resources. We have moved like way ahead from Mali Ao during their time.
Yeah,
so do you think the same system is applicable now?
To answer that, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
all right.
Just
Why does this system have to change?
because generally our lives have changed, our experiences as human beings have changed, everything has changed.
Can
Our
I answer
exposure.
that? I can add when you finish.
Just I'm actually just speaking.
You know, let me tell you something. In life, people grow. You don't remain to the same position. Because when you remain the same, there will not be growth.
There'll be the monotony and
Exactly.
repetition.
So that is why we cannot continue doing what they did. And though we need to change in a positive way, not in the negative way. But we can't stay like the way they used to do things, things, run things the way they used to run. Like right now, imagine someone bringing you a wife, and you are to marry, not even born. You don't know this woman. You please.
My dad tried that once.
Is it applicable now? I'm just asking. Is it? You see, so such things I mean,
okay, it can work, but itakuwa normal. It will
No,
be
I feel like the
tricky.
system. No, the like just like she has said, like we can't always stagnate. We have to grow. You understand? And the fact that we have to grow means that we have to bring along every aspect of our lives. And if that system was workable then, for instance, let's use something like communication. Watu wa kitambo walikuwa na communicate. Okay? And it was working at that time. Okay? And then the system changed and it changed and it changed. Right now we can communicate at the it's very convenient. It has its advantages and its disadvantages. You understand? So this particular system, when it comes to marital status, it should have also changed. Of course it would have. But it should have changed for the better, majority better, and not for worse.
Because now
You understand?
when people communicate, I choose to understand what I want to understand.
Yeah.
And I only listen to answer, not to understand actually.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing it to complicate. Because when you tell me something, you're coming from a very right perspective. But Mimi, I'm really understanding my own things and I don't want to actually be humble enough to understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, and we end up messing good things
You
up.
have your own set ideas of what you want to do.
Especially from the way you've heard from people. Kwanza kuna waweza kukuwa nakwambia vitu and then you're like, that is what is right. Actually, you don't want to settle here because you feel like you know more, you are wiser. And you shouldn't listen to that because at that point, that is the truth.
Okay, but let me ask a question, general question. There are these two words that we have used here. We've used change and we've used growth. Change is different from growth.
Of course.
Yeah, it is.
Change is very different. And we grow, we don't change. We don't have to change.
No, but
the
you cannot grow without changing. Honey, you can't do that.
My idea is, change is moving from this to a different. Like, if I say I want to change my phone cover, I'll use a different one. Sindio?
Okay.
If I want to grow this phone cover, maybe niongezee machuma hapa kando.
But that is change. It
This
can't
is
be
not
the same.
growth. Listen, you are talking about this one. You can grow as a person, but change your perspective of thinking. That's why when you are a child, you think different. Right now, you're thinking different from the way you were thinking as a child, and you wouldn't like to think like the way you were thinking as a child. Kwa sababu say if someone told you something and you were young, ungekuwa unakasirika, mse anataka kuniambia. But right now, kuna kitu mtu anaweza kuambia kwa like, by the way, it is making sense now. Ama the things you used to do, zenye sahi, if someone told you to redo them again, you'd be like, me no. That is change. You grew, and you change some things. You changed.
Basically, you can't technically grow without changing. Because the idea of growth, we can only tell you have grown by identifying the changes.
Becoming better, that is.
Okay, but is that change 100% or is it partly change?
Partly.
As in, what do you mean?
Partly.
To grow, like I was saying, change and growth are two different things.
Of course.
So, according to the explanation we've had here, change and growth go together. But in the idea of growth, is the change 100% or some percentage?
Some percentage, of course.
Technically, I feel like I don't understand the question, but what I'd like to say is, I feel like the change is more like gradual. You maintain you, but there is a new you. You understand? So like, you still have the authenticity, but there is something that is different about you that, like, if we try and reflect who you are back then, aiko. Same to like culture yetu. You understand?
Yeah.
There's some things that maybe people in the West will do, and most of us will look and will say like, we cannot relate, like, what is this? You understand? Because this is how, to me, ancestors wetu wamekuwa kiishi. We are so much okay with it. No, but that doesn't mean that we are living like them or being like them. There's a very significant change that imefanyika hapa katikati. We are very different. If your grandfather and you sat down in a room, your language would be different because of the systems zenye mmelelewa nani. So there is change, but there is some authenticity hapo ndani. Kumekuwa na hiyo growth.
Okay.
You understand?
When you were young, ukiwa hivi umaliza high school, so ulikuwa hivi kaodiodi because yeye ndio ilikuwa you get exactly. And now unaweza taka kuvaa hiyo design ati No, would you change? You see, change.
And you
You
know,
get it now.
I have a friend. Okay, he used to work your example below, and he still does the same. So and he's different anyway.
So conclude na hii jibu hii. So where do traditional gender roles come from? Jibu hiyo ndio tunaenda the next.
Traditional
Huku
gender
jibu
roles.
tumebishana hapa hata tu
Traditional, let's say they come from our culture, from the systems that we were raised.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next question. Guys, if you're not hujatosheka na hiyo answer, please just comment down there. We are going to we will find a solution. Okay. What do masculinity and femininity mean to you, and what traits would you consider to be masculine and feminine?
Nice one.
You like the question?
Gods. Masculinity and femininity. For me, what I'd say femininity is, that actually brings back the idea of gender roles. To me, it actually brings back the picture of how gender roles should be. What I understand by femininity. Okay, let me start with masculinity.
Okay.
As a man, I can't really say I know that much, but from the experiences that I've had from other men in my life, like my father, my uncles, blah, 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 what I see from them is that they work to build their own, like to make their own base, to build something that they can call theirs. Kitu yenye maybe not necessarily something materialistic, even an idea. Masculine people, no, not masculine people, men. Let me use that word. A man is a builder. A man is someone who reasons and uses logic to create and formulate new ideas that are functional in his situation. Sorry. Like for example, let's use an example of Ryan. Ryan is from a humble family. Ametoka high school, ameingia campus nini. So Ryan as a man should be working towards building his career, first of all. Making something for himself that in future, maybe his children and his grandchildren can have something like heritage, kitu at least unaweza sema babu alikuwa hivi, something that you can explain. That's a little bit of a vague explanation, but
Quick question. So does this mean if a woman is out there like busting her ass out, does this make her a man?
No, I didn't say that.
From a definition of who a man is, he is, because amesema
He's a builder.
a builder, a person who will be out there like seeking to provide for the family and making his life, maybe let's just say what the while he's still alive. But currently women do that.
That is currently.
Yes, because times have changed.
But he's speaking about the nature of it. The man is supposed to.
Yes.
Who said?
The
question is who said?
Let me answer that.
Okay.
And not in a worldly way.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay.
Let me go a bit to the Bible. When God created a man and a woman, Adam and Eve, he said to Adam, the man, the punishment was the man will toil and sweat.
Yes.
And the woman will bear children. So it meant you were to be under the man.
Can I explain something before you continue?
Fine.
You said that God cast Adam to toil and sweat, but
As
To
punishment.
provide.
no, he was going to be the provider. But generally, the reason why he was going to toil and sweat was because God cast the land. I'm just clarifying. God cast the land, and this was, it will produce shrubs and whatnot, and this would, God never cast Adam, by the way.
Fine. If you arguing about that in Proverbs, in Proverbs 31 woman, the woman is supposed to be home, trying to make sure everything in the house is working. God did not say the woman ati asifanye kazi. Kwa sababu kuna mahali Bible inasema the woman will go out and buy a land and a plant apple. Akusema ataomba mwanaume. That means that you can do something for yourself. But as for the man, he is to provide. But as for you, there's something also that you're supposed to do.
Okay, see, when it comes to theories that are being backed up by the Bible, I wouldn't say that, okay, this is a little bit controversial, but I generally am a Christian, but there are some facts about the Bible that I question much after reading the historical background of the Bible. You understand? Because let's just call it what it is. The Bible was written.
Okay, fine. Leave about the Bible.
Yes, okay.
Even so in reality, if he works and I work and I earn even more than him, trust me, I will not respect him. At some point, so that's why the man should always be the head. The man.
No, wait. So you respect your man. You respect your man because he provides for you.
Not really. But that's the thing.
So where's the line drawn?
That's why. But the woman, you see why God did not mention the woman to provide, because He knew if the woman, if ati akwa the provider, aki Mungu the man will cry.
No. Like let's now. This is interesting. No, let's talk. No. It just hit my. No, wait. So you respect your man because he provides. Because
I didn't say that.
No, that is exactly what you meant. No. Let's just take it slowly.
Okay, fine. Let's go ahead.
No, let's take it slowly. You said if you earn more than your husband, you will not. And I quote, you will not respect him. So the only reason you respect your man is because he brings food to your table?
No one said. You concluded that yourself. That's what you chose to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's what you choose to understand and what
I'm
you
very
see,
happy.
listen.
No, I'm not.
Listen, you know, me I feel like of course kuna job a woman can get equal in and more than the man. Yes? But the thing here is the man is supposed to still be the head and the provider. It doesn't change. That is why as a woman when you get money, I feel like when you're married and you earn more than your husband, you should have 4 accounts. Your account, my account, and your account. Joint account and saving account for both of us.
As a woman?
No.
Like
reading my mind.
When 2 people are married, you see, what people doesn't understand. If I am working, he is working, right? It doesn't matter if I earn more or less. As long as I'm working, we need to have 4 accounts, right?
Yeah.
You have your own account, he has his own. You save pesa kwa yako na kwa yake. And then moja ni ya savings, both joint but savings. The other one is for now, for using familia. If you need something, you go collect there, pay the rent. Like but the man still remains as the provider. Lazima endo.
I don't understand. Technically, I don't understand. I feel like there is a back and forth right here. I don't understand because actually, I believe. Personally, I believe like every single individual is responsible for their lives. And by men being the provider does not necessarily mean lazima alete pesa nyumbani.
So you see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that you will not utakubali. As long as the man is not bringing anything to the table, there's nothing he's doing. Hata kama ni kidogo, bring something to the
let us ask the man. No, let's just ask the man.
Okay, let him answer. True or not? Even you as a man, niambie, how will I be there and I'm the one bringing everything to the table? Hata wewe.
Itakuwa
hata it makes sense.
Hata haita sit poa na
exactly,
personally.
that's the point.
Yeah.
No, but I feel
how will
like,
you be okay with that?
No, but generally I feel like
in
that,
reality.
No, I feel like that mentality.
Don't put your emotions on this.
See, sorry, in a reality, I'm telling you what I would have done as an individual. Technically, that mentality you have, I feel like it is so not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay.
Okay, why?
Because things can happen. Money, akuna time nye utafika tu utasema, now this is the amount of money that I will keep on earning for the rest of my life. Money is a temporary factor. It comes and goes. You need to understand. So that mentality that my husband must bring money and he should provide. Wait. That idea that the man should be able to bring money and that is level for standard of relationship. Ati asipoleta pesa, the relationship is collapsing and my respect lies when I earn. Wait. Because I have had several conversations and it is really, really disturbing how where the line is drawn is where finances issues inaingililia. You understand? But there is a big issue here. Assume you're married and you have children. Now it is above between the relationship and yenye wawili. The human beings that are involved here that whose lives depend on both of you. You understand? So finances is a factor. But if I call like, if I'm your wife and I've been married to you in like 7 years and then you lose your job, then what happens?
See, that one I'll understand. We already have a joint account.
But
at least we
no,
have
the
something
question is, of course you'll understand. But how many people understand? If you yourself, you have said that if you earn money better than, like mingi kushinda chali yako, you will not respect him. Sema hivyo.
It was.
Umesema hivyo. You have said that.
Okay, yes.
And that statement is very wrong because that is what most female, your mentality wako nayo mingi sana. I might be earning millions, but when it comes to my household, I am a nobody. When my man says sit down, I will sit. When she says wait,
actually.
no, technically you said this. That is why I'm saying I'm not understanding your point.
We are talking the same thing.
You're saying
What
the
you're
same
saying
thing.
No.
is what I was saying.
No, because money is not where the line is drawn.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is. Becca.
It shouldn't
Look,
be.
Becca, you're saying this now, but in reality,
No.
you don't understand.
No.
Mwambie,
I
you're
always tell
saying
her
this.
this
No,
every time we
no.
have this
Becca, stop.
conversation.
No.
But what you're saying, we are coming up to the same thing actually. Because what I said is, at the end of it, the man should
It's the
always...
figurehead.
Exactly. But about the money, I meant, that's when
What,
nimesema mambo ya
ndio maana
account.
nataka unidefine provider inamaanisha nini? Because how can he be the head? Because right now I'm saying I am leading my household.
There's a difference between the head and the provider.
Wait. Right now I'm saying umesema the man, you have just constantly kept on repeating the man is the provider, the man is the provider. Mimi, I believe the man is the head. These two things are very different.
Okay, can I say something? Okay. You see, if we take the example of this modern dynamics of like relationships and marriages, the women, kuna wanawake kwa career in this corporate world wako. You can't, let's take an example of, let's say, me and my wife, sindio?
Okay.
We work in different companies, yes, but salary yetu is more or less the same. Unaona? The idea hapa unajua sasa tukitumia hii example nilikuwa nasema kutakuwa na vagueness hapa katikati. Kuna mtu tu lazima tu atakuwa na lead hii familia. Because okay, let's
Leading inamaanisha nini?
You don't understand what leading
No,
is.
like technically unajua kuna ndio maana nimekwambia there are several factors that zinafanya family ina stand.
If the woman
Unaona?
is the most dominant in that relationship.
Where does the dominant line being drawn? Because most of the kitu nasikia mnasema hapa mna support ni financial. And that is why I'm telling you, providing me, I understand, is going to work, getting money and coming back home. You understand? But that does not give me the veto to tell my husband what to do. He still remains to be the head.
that's
You
what we were
understand?
talking about.
You understand? No, but
What are
listen.
you saying?
No, but you said, like the thing you were trying to explain hapa.
What are you saying, Becca?
No, I am like, Mimi, I know what I'm
She's
saying.
She's right.
Niko kwa mimi sijatoka kwa
I
direction
understand
yangu.
you. Ndio nakwambia, what we were speaking ya kwanza ilikuwa about huyo alisema a man should provide. Hiyo ndio point kwa tunakueleza. Na bado nikasema at the same time mambo na kuprovide,
Should.
the man will still be the head, will still be the leader. Ile yenye vile tu umesema kikwambia kaa hapa unakaa. That's what I was talking about.
No, but technically you need to draw the difference. Where does the headness come in? Hiyo ndo swali. Where
But
does
we
the
were not talking about headness, we're talking about
providing
we were not
financially,
talking about
sindio?
financially. See,
Sindio,
that's what
financially
we're talking about.
providing.
Eh.
But sasa mwanaume wako anakuongoza kwa sababu uko na pesa.
No, that's not what I mean, Becca.
What do you mean?
I meant that is why
That is
as a man and a woman aufai mwanamke anategemea mwanaume pekee.
Yeah.
That's why nikaongelea mambo ya joint account, kuwa na account.
Ni sawa, but hujaileta vizuri.
Can I break this off? You know, you're trying to put Sophie on a spotlight here. But what she's saying and what you're saying,
simply the same thing.
Technically the same thing.
No, I feel like you guys are not listening. You guys are not listening.
We are listening.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, let me take you slow.
Wait.
Let me take you slow so that you understand. Let me take you slow so that you understand. Sawa? Pole.
Sensational.
Okay, let me take it slowly. Fine, this is it. At first, we were talking about providing, and that's why I said, at the end of it, it's quite about the man peke kwa the provider. That is why we need 4 joint account. Moja yako, moja yake, moja ya kusave, ni wawili ni joint, ni wote mna save. Na ingine, it's for you guys mna save, bado hiyo insanya kutengeneza vitu pamoja. Now listen, that was about providing. Na nikasema at the same time, he's still supposed to lead. Ni vile sikupatia an example, he's still supposed to remain the leader. Vile tumesema,
akikwambia this video.
Cut, we will rewatch it. Because we are saying the same thing, baby.
No, listen, maybe in your mind, you're like, we are saying the same thing.
Manager, we are saying the same thing, true or false? Exactly.
But listen.
To idea of finance for leading. Then you'll understand what we're trying to say.
No, but no, but hiyo ndo maana
tulianza kuongelea providing. He was talking about
let's
providing.
Use this example.
No, listen.
We will not move on.
Listen. No, I have a question.
Make me understand that.
No, I have a question. Okay. Because I'm feeling like even if you're talking about the same thing, we have it all mixed up. Because Mimi, I'm very keen with whatever I listen to so that I can give a comeback. And you kept on saying at the man should them adu can quotea nini quotes the Bible.
What I said.
Sawa. The second time you quoted about Basia land, which ni sawa, you got me all mixed up. Also, by the way, you really need to be clear.
I was trying to say, this is it now. I was trying to say, it is not the man only to provide. So, even the woman can do something with her own money, without asking money from here, and make sure the family is well fed. That is what I meant.
So a man should... No, I'm not talking about man and woman. I'm talking about leading the family.
But we were not talking about leading. We were talking about finance here.
I'm talking about family dynamics. Family dynamics, okay? And then we have the man here. A man who is providing. Nikakuuliza vizuri sana. What intrigued me to even propel this conversation is when you talked about respect. And this respect fell under finances.
I gave an example.
And wait, please stop cutting me out.
Okay.
And you said if you earn more than your husband, definitely you will not. Please don't get it mixed up.
It was an example.
No, this is what...
It was an example, baby girl. You say, listen, because you're contradicting yourself here.
I'm not.
Listen. Just listen to understand, please. Don't listen to answer.
It's a nice argument.
Listen. I said, for example, if I earn more than my husband, and he doesn't earn more, itafika point I will want him to do things that he's not supposed to do. Kama law picker na kuja late because niko job. That's what I meant.
It's a fact.
Hata wewe sasa let me tell you, so ukiolewa, don't say it because that according to
maybe you, that is what you want to do. That is your picture of how you want that to be.
But
no, are you guys trying to convince me to...
No one is trying to convince you. We are trying to tell you in reality. Because honestly, hata mimi...
No, if I speak, I speak for myself. If you speak for yourself, right?
No, but here we're trying to bring the idea generally.
Yes, exactly. Of course. But I will speak out of whatever information that I know. You understand? Me, I know of women who earn more than their husband. Nah, it's not an issue.
The viewers can tell us in their comments.
Viewers, tell us. Let me tell you.
You're so no.
Another court issue. The woman is literally even telling the man to wash dishes. The man doesn't have job.
You guys are so nasty to prove me wrong.
Not to prove you wrong, you are right.
No, it's not a fact. Actually, it's not a fact. Unasikia, the fact that kuna women out here who don't, like, the message is, I'm trying to advise people, the line is not drawn by money. You guys are trying to say it's a fact. It means, in fact,
No,
let's
we don't want the men to be lazy.
Oh my
That's
God.
the point.
No.
Can you not try kufanya trying to change the generation to be like women? We can. Should we do this? What we are trying to say in here, Becca, is the same thing. You're bringing it in a different perspective, and I'm bringing it in a different perspective. Because I'll cut you over and over again because we are talking the same thing here. Ni vile una choose to understand kivyako na na choose to understand kivyangu.
Sasa sikia kitu nyemi nataka kuambia. The idea why we're here is not like, first of all, is try and make the observation. Sawa.
Exactly.
And the truth is maybe majority or maybe majority work like that. You understand? But don't say like as in it, you're saying it as if
Example.
It's not
example.
No,
What did I say? Example. If I
when you give yourself as an example, you're talking to an audience. When you say I would not respect him and you personalize it, it means
but that's not said.
You did.
Okay, but Becca,
You did.
You know, what I was saying is you're putting on the spotlight on something that it's easily understandable. It's a fact that currently, according to how things are, per se, sahi, mwanamke ana earn pesa mingi kuliko bwana yake.
That is it now.
Respect itakuwa yes, lakini kuna mahali itakuwa inafika. There are issues that utakuwa unasikia mara wewe unakaanga tu kwa nyumba, osha hizo vyombo, endo oshe watoto.
Exactly.
Niko
That's
job.
what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Hizo ndo vitu zinafanyika.
But you ndio your definition of
No definition, I said example.
Let me finish. I think you'll understand it when I
please
finish.
elaborate.
What your idea is, I think what I've understood by your idea is haifai kuwa hivyo. That is what you're trying to fight for. Haifai kuwa hivyo. But the fact is, hiyo ndo kitu kiko at the moment. But wewe unasema haifai kuwa hivyo.
But I'm saying about the
nice side.
Unaona venye nyinyi mnaniambia haifai kuwa hivyo. Mimi nasema I have seen working relationships that are not like that. So I am using practical theories the way you're using practical theories to bring it up.
Nice one.
Becca, what we are saying,
and when you make it personal, it's like you're trying to propagate the same message to continue. And I keep on, by the way, I'm very, very specific. That is why I asked you to draw a line. Provider na head. Where is the line? Like, inaanza wapi? Does the, wait, relax.
Okay.
Does the financer make you the head? Does the financer? I'm asking a question. I've not said you have said. Please, stop. Does the financing make you the head? Does the financing make you the head? Does the financing make you...
Let me answer this.
Wait, it's hot in here. Wait.
The idea of provide and head are more or less the same, but kuna difference kiplani, ndio. Provider ni kama mtu atakuwa na figure out this idea of kuleta hii pesa kwa nyumba, ndio. We want to finance this family, ndio. In this case, you are saying the woman is working, ndio. The man is also working. In that case, you want any providers. But what she was saying is the man has to be the head of the family in that
the woman provider, please use the words he used. Please.
Let me
finish.
Let him use what he understood. What he understood.
No, but please quote the right thing she said.
Yeah, let him say what he
watch a video.
Don't.
Mimi sitaki mnanizungusha hivi.
You're very hard on arguments, but you're not really understanding.
Please, exactly. Make me understand.
You're just listening, understand. The idea is provider si kama situation yenye the mwanamke na mwanaume wote wanafanya kazi. Exactly. They will all be providing. She brought listen.
But
understand. She said the later idea is of for accounts. Moja yako, si ndio? Hiyo ni ya pesa yako. Salary yako inaingia hapo, inatulia hapo. Kuna yangu. Niko na salary yangu safi. Kuna hii moja yenye tutatoa. Kuna hii account moja ya savings, si ndio? Tutakuwa tunasikilizana na ni joint tutakuwa tunasikilizana as a couple. Tunatoa kila month ama hata kila wiki tunatoa thao tunarusha kwa hiyo account ni ya savings. Na kuna hii finance pia, keep in mind bado tuko na zile account zetu sisi wote tuna provide hapa. Kuna hii percentage pia tutatoa kama ni thao tatu tutarusha kila wiki kwa account ya bills, si ndio? Hii account ya bills unalipa vitu za nyumba, inalipa fee, inalipa rent if you have your own house, well and good. Inalipa hizo mabills, mara Showmax ya sijui nani, mara sijui DSTV, unaelewa? But now the idea of the head is like the idea of the head ni kama going with the judgments that the male makes. You know, si lazima huyu jamaa anaweza make judgments, ndio. Him being the head does not mean wewe pia una opinion. You have an opinion. Exactly. Naweza make judgment nisema leo tunaenda Naivasha, si ndio? Ukuje niambie baba nani. Naivasha kweli. Si tuende nini? Tuende Kisumu. Unaona, like ni relationships and marriages zinakuja na compromise.
So the man must
so umesikia vile mongelea vitu mbili different. Kuna providing na kuna
like unajua like you know mimi
why are you again? Just tell us.
Because mna ni
ni juu Becca, I think Becca Maliana stand, I think she had as if nimesema ku provide inamaanisha mwanaume haizi kuwa respected kama provide. But in this world what I was meaning sahi, if you stay with a man, let me ask you as a person now. If you stay with a man, first month ana job, second, third, fourth, fifth, hadi imeenda 1 year ana job, niambie hakuna hata
obviously
this is really funny because mnaniuliza swali alafu mnajibu like what in the world is that? What in the world is that?
Okay, fine, listen, I'm just asking you to be
no, but if you ask me, let me answer
without putting your emotions in this ama your perspective
ama
vile umeona. Let me finish. Logic, honestly, hata mimi nikaenda mwanaume first year, second year tafuti job kaza yake kuenda kwa nyumba na mimi na I'll end up telling him since kwa nyumba wash the dishes na hivyo nitaendelea ni lose respect and it happens.
Because traditionally hata mwanamke obviously, let's take example yake, si ndio? Ako na culture yake vile amelelewa, si ndio? Obviously hata kwa familia yake hata alikuwa anaona maybe mzae ndo alikuwa anafanya hivi, mwana madhe alikuwa anafanya hivi, si ndio? Kuna hizo situations vile zilikuwa.
Which mean understand point ya Becca vile anasema we're basically saying the same things but understanding differently.
Yeah, what Becca is trying to say is hiyo fact haifai kuwa hivyo. That is what you're fighting for.
The only thing is finances does not make the man the head of the family. If we have agreed that, please let's move on.
Okay, that we agree on.
Na msiniulize swali alafu mnijibie.
Sawa, alright. Why guys?
Damn.
We need to do the last question and wind up. So, how are our behaviors, beliefs influenced by our biological sex? Are gender roles primarily inherited or learned?
Gender roles.
First, how are our behaviors and beliefs influenced by our biological sex? Sijaelewa swali but just
behaviors and beliefs. How we act and what we know. How are they influenced by our biological sex? Like I'm a man, sindio? There are features that describe me as a man. And there are features that describe a female, sindio? Obviously, you can't, it's not really normal. Okay, according to the modern world, modern world, unajua, there's a lot of information that brings this idea of desensitization. Unajua, utakuwa unaona huyu mtu anafanya hii kitu and you don't really know his reason, but umeiona. Umeingia social media, umeingia Instagram, unapata jamaa amevaa skirt. Like, obviously, kuna mtu atakuwa anaona, he's just wearing his skirt, amepiga picha, imepata ma likes mingi. You don't really know what he's trying to do, but to you, you'll just see it's like normal. That's the harm of too much information. Utakuwa unaiona, utasema, si ameivaa. Like, you don't really know what was in his mind. You've just seen the picture. Na imeingia kwa akili hivyo. Unajua, we are visual people. Utakuwa unaona hii kitu. Anaona. Ako na different, ako na idea yake, lakini mwenye aliona kwa hiyo picha ni idea tofauti. That's the issue about too much information. So our behaviors and our biological sex. Okay, beliefs maybe tuseme zinakuja na culture. Behaviors and beliefs, how they the same too. Yeah.
So how are the
Behavior and
gender roles
belief.
inherited?
Because
Behavioral beliefs.
behavior comes in terms of character, belief,
Beliefs so
in terms of what you term as
The idea of what you know and what is good and what is wrong.
But you have answered already. So are gender roles primarily inherited or learned?
Inherited or learned. You know, if we bring the idea of learning gender roles, tutakuwa tumejidisorient in a very
You know, the way Becca is looking at me like, just finish. Finish that sentence.
No, but if we say we are learning gender roles, hizo ni vitu zimekuja na hii this so-called 21st century of ours.
So you feel it's
Because
inherited.
Obviously ukienda upate jamaa fulani wa interior huko home mwenye anaanga hizi simu, anaanga story mingi. Obviously if you ask him what a woman should do, he will tell you straightforward. There's this video I watched about some is it British or American journalist asking the Maasai tribe about this issue of the LGBTQ, asking about who is a woman and who is a man. Like they were giving very straightforward answers. Mtu anakuambia mwanamke si ni. It's like technically, so we can't really say we are learning gender roles. Gender roles are inherited.
Quick question, what are gender roles?
What is expected? And I know you're going to quip me about your story expected, but what is expected of a woman in the society and what is expected of a man?
So that is gender roles.
Let's take a society. Let me minimize this example of society. Acha tuiweke kwa family unit specifically. Yeah.
So these are not specific things that a woman can naturally do, and that is special to a woman, and a man can do yenye mwanamume anaweza fanya.
In relation to each other.
In relation to each other, of
Yes.
course, because we are like coexistent, so it has to be in relation to each other.
Keep it fixed kwa hii family unit. Ndio tutaelewana
But
vizuri.
quick question, are you like aware that children wakizaliwa watoto wasichana walikuwa wanapelekwa wakae na shosho zao? Why do you think this was being done?
Okay, I can't really say I agree with that because I don't really have full information on that. But what I can say is hata even in Kiswahili kuna hizi stories za sijui wanawake kupelekwa sijui unyagoni. I don't remember that specific term, but kuna ladies were being taken to a specific place
So that what can happen?
where they can learn how to be a female. Angalia.
Genius. They can what?
They can
They can
learn, yes, but
Perfect. Come on to me.
No, I still have to.
That
I
is
still can answer that.
inherited because
Where do they learn from? People who inherited this.
What is the meaning of inheriting?
Okay, inheriting and learning in this case is the same thing.
No, Sean.
Technically, they're the same.
What do you mean?
Okay, if I say, let me use this example.
Because
if I
in
say,
30 years to come, the anatomy of your body will be the same. My child's child will be in school learning the same thing. So does that mean I'll inherit?
kuna vitu mse ana inherit but ume-inherit through learning.
But you have learned. Because even the information that child will get 40 years to come
Just what
about...
you're saying.
Wait. If the information that child will get 40 years to come is the same that has been handed down. We study history. This is something that has been passed from generation to generation. Sindio? That is technically what you'd call inheritance. But where? Through learning. We were not born with it.
So you're saying the same thing.
We didn't get it by inheriting. We didn't get it from our parents.
Through learning,
We learned.
That's it.
We can get it from anywhere else. Doesn't
But through
mean
learning, that's it.
we have to
Can
learn.
I
Because hata
clarify
ukiwa
something
home,
for
the
you?
things unajipata ukifanya umelearn ni kitu ukiona home, so you learn inafanywa hivi.
Okay,
You
wait.
inherit.
You see, in the reason why I say learning and inheriting, in this context, they are technically the same.
In this context.
Because, okay, inheriting, if I say I inherited an idea, I took the same idea from this person and put it in myself. Sijui kama nanipata.
Ebu soma the last part of that question
But-
again.
No, I'm just giving an why I'm saying inheritance and learning are technically the same. If
No, I just want to understand the last part. So
Because
that,
hapa hivi swali ni gender roles. So hizo ni
wait, just read it first.
are gender roles primarily inherited or learned?
Inherited. Inherited from where? Most of the time, things that we inherit are from our parents, our grandparents, people who are directly related to us. But when it comes to gender roles, I guarantee you, if I give birth to a girl right now, I take her to Teso, she will still become a girl.
Yeah.
She will be molded to become a girl.
But according to the culture of the Teso people who are there.
There's no story in a culture, but we're talking about strictly gender roles. You understand? Gender roles does not affect culture.
Yeah.
You understand? It cuts across all human race.
Coming to that, umenifanya nikafikiria swali mara mbili.
Okay. Just
So
continue.
like if I take my child to another culture, she will be molded akwe kama dem. She will be taught. She will have to learn. You understand?
Kwa hivyo ziko learned.
Na nikakwambia, no, it has to be a little bit of both. Because naturally you are born as a girl. You undergo your periods.
Wait,
A man
high five me first.
Wait.
You've technically finished what I was saying. The inheritance and learning are same.
No, they're
similar.
not. No, they're not.
No,
they are
in this
not.
context, I've understood kwa nini anasema they're not kwa sababu hapa ni gender roles. And I think they're learned. That's why unapata sahi zote zina they vary in a way. Kwa sababu sahi unaweza pata sahi msee ana learn vitu na vile sahi ziko. Unaona kama sahi msee anajua sahi kuna lesbian sahi unaweza jitokeza. Amelearn. Haiko inherited from their home kwa sababu kitambo hakuwa na kitu hiyo.
Another question. Would a single dad bring up a girl and she still manages to keep up her gender roles? Did she, like, please answer with a yes or no, please, first of all, so that I can proceed to the next question you explain. Would a single father bring up a girl child na akue dame, like a manage to keep up with her gender roles as a girl?
You know, this question cannot be limited to yes or no answer.
Why not?
It can't. Because the single father, yes, si anajua, if he has the idea of what a woman should be, he will raise the daughter to be as a woman, but though he won't be perfect as how the woman would be in raising the female.
How does learning haingia paka? You cannot compare inheritance. Inheritance ni I am naturally a girl. You understand? There are physical things that happen to my body that I am aware of as a girl.
You inherit genes.
You understand?
Blah, blah, blah.
So like when my mother will just come and add a few knowledge about it, like sikuwa najua something about periods, but I will teach myself vaginal cleanliness. I will teach myself some things about my anatomy. I will teach myself that this is how I perceive emotions, and this is the best part inaweza fanya. Like mika dem juu niko emotional, this is the most appropriate place I can be, this is the most appropriate thing I can do. You understand? These things no one taught me. You understand? They are biological. They are generally biological. You understand? But learning is passing of information, handing down of information. You understand? If a man can be able to understand a woman and he is a man, you're not a woman, you understand my anatomy as a woman, you learned. Exactly. If you pass it down, you did not inherit that information, you learned.
Yes.
You understand? So it doesn't mean the chain and sequence of events zenye zilifanyika ndio ukapata your information. It was not inheritance. You cannot inherit a woman, information about the other gender. You can only learn about it. And if a mother can bring up a son and becomes a man in the society, that information was not inherited. She had to learn.
So they both
get the
apply,
difference?
Right?
Thank you.
So that was a good one. So guys, we are actually done. But in case you have anything to say, kindly comment, then we will check and get back to you. You have anything to say?
Bye.
It's out.